The microphone screeched like a dying seagull. Jake's fingers tightened around the plastic. His palms were slick. The spotlight burned his cheeks. He'd practiced this song 50 times in his shower. 50. The water pressure had nearly broken his phone speaker. But here, under the bar's flickering neon, the words on the screen blurred into squiggles. He opened his mouth. The first note came out flat. Not just a little flat, like a car alarm left in the rain. The crowd winced. Someone coughed. Jake's stomach twisted, but his brain did something strange. It whispered, maybe they're just tired, maybe the speakers are bad, maybe I'm actually killing it. He wasn't. The second verse was worse. His voice cracked on a high note, a sound like a rusty hinge. The bartender winced. A woman near the front covered her ears with a cocktail napkin. Jake's brain doubled down. They're just jealous. I've got range. I've got soul. He leaned into the mic, eyes closed, swaying like a pop star. The song ended. Silence. Then a single, slow clap from the back. Jake bowed. His face was on fire. The next morning, Jake woke up to a video. His friend had sent it. No warning. Just a text. Dude. The thumbnail showed Jake mid-sway, mouth open like a confused goldfish. He watched. His stomach dropped. The voice on the video wasn't his. It was thin, wobbly, completely off-key. The crowd's faces weren't impressed. They were horrified. One guy looked like he was praying for death. Jake's brain short-circuited. How could he have thought he was good? He'd been so sure. So confident. So utterly, completely wrong. That's when he Googled it. 3 words, Dunning-Kruger Effect. And suddenly, everything made sense. It wasn't just Jake. It's all of us. The less you know, the smarter you often think you are. Not because you're arrogant, because your brain is broken. Not broken like a phone screen, broken like a mirror that only shows you what you want to see. When you don't know much about a topic, your brain can't even spot the mistakes. It's like trying to proofread a language you don't speak. You see the words, but the errors are invisible. Jake remembered his first job. Fresh out of college, he'd been put in charge of a project. A big one. His boss had given him a week. He'd finished in 3 days, confident, proud, until his boss called him into the office. The report was a disaster. Full of holes. Basic errors. Jake's face burned remembering. He'd argued. He'd said the boss was being too picky. But the boss was right. Jake just didn't know enough to see it. That's the first rule of the Dunning-Kruger Effect. Incompetence hides itself. It's not that unskilled people think they're geniuses. It's that they lack the knowledge to realize they're not. Their confidence isn't arrogance. It's ignorance. And ignorance feels exactly like certainty, but here's the twist. The more you learn, the less confident you become. Jake noticed it in his friend Lisa. She was a surgeon, brilliant. But she second-guessed every decision. She'd spend hours researching cases. She'd ask for second opinions. She'd say things like, I might be missing something. Meanwhile, Jake's cousin Dave had watched 3 YouTube videos on car repair, and was out there rewiring his own engine. Dave was certain. Lisa was terrified. Who was better at their job? Lisa. Who felt more confident? Dave. That's the second rule. Experts doubt themselves, not because they're weak, because they know enough to see the gaps. They understand how much they don't know. Their confidence isn't gone, it's just quieter, more careful, more honest. Jake's phone buzzed. Another video. This one was of Dave, his cousin, the car repair guy. The engine was on fire. Not a little fire. A full-blown, call the fire department fire. Dave was standing there, hands on his hips, saying, I think I just need to let it cool down. The fire truck arrived. Dave still didn't look worried. Jake laughed. Then he stopped, because he realized something. He'd done the same thing. Not with cars, with relationships, with his health, with his career. He'd been so sure, so confident, and so wrong. The Dunning-Kruger effect isn't just a quirk, it's a trap, a cognitive blind spot. Your brain doesn't just hide your incompetence. It wraps it in a blanket of confidence. It tells you you're great, that you don't need help, that you've got this. And the less you know, the louder that voice gets. But here's the good news. You can outsmart it. Jake started small. He asked for feedback. Not the kind where people say, "Good job," the kind where they say, "Here's what you missed." He joined a public speaking group. He recorded himself. He watched. He cringed. He improved. His confidence didn't skyrocket. It settled. It became real. He also started noticing it everywhere. In meetings. In arguments. In politics. The people who talked the loudest often knew the least. The quiet ones. They were the ones worth listening to. The ones who said, "I'm not sure." The ones who asked questions instead of giving answers. Jake's karaoke disaster became a joke, but it also became a lesson, a reminder. Confidence isn't competence, and certainty, it's not a superpower, it's a warning sign. The more sure you are, the more you might have to learn. So next time you feel that unshakable confidence, pause. Ask yourself, do I really know? Or am I just not smart enough to see what I don't know? The answer might surprise you. And if you're brave enough to ask, you might just avoid your own karaoke moment. Challenge your certainty. The most confident often have the most to learn.